already, everybody. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. We're gonna read the chapters today, Deuteronomy chapters 28. And everybody's welcome, guys. Everybody's welcome. All places, all people, all races. I should say, not places, all races, all people, all color. Everybody, all whatever you know, as long as you are a Christian, you're welcome, you know. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. You also need some hot tea and honey. If you don't have hot tea and honey, you're not welcome through these gates. So, as always, guys, welcome if you have hot tea and honey. We shall continue in 1 second. Close the gates. Close the gates. All about the hot tea, honey. Do, 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 do. All right, guys. Welcome back, everybody. God bless you guys all. Always being here. Today, guys, we're going to read chapter 28 in the Deuteronomy. We're almost at the end of Deuteronomy, guys. Almost there. We shall begin a new leaf, a new chapter, a new journey into the Bible with amazing stories and teachings. Amazing. So, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And I will be stopping here and there, guys, to take a sip of my hot tea and honey, some water with that, you know, just to balance out the palate. All right. And it shall come to pass, verse 1, guys, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, and if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give to give the rain unto thy land in the season, and to bless all the works of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after the other gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all of his commandments. I'll stop right there for 1 second, guys. You saw how that we're on verse 15. From verse 1 till verse 15, it was nothing but goodness. God will bless you. This is what he will do. He will bless your land, your people, your cattle, your stores, everything. And then now it's flipped. That's what God would do to bless you. But if you don't hearken, if you don't do his commandments, if you do whatever you want, you don't care, this is what's going to happen. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee, and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall thou be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. That is like, whoo, you know? When it rains, it's gonna rain. It's gonna be raining and thundering all year. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land. Whether thou goest to possess it, the Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blasting, and with the mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain thy land powder and dust, for heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. Man, you know you don't want that. You don't want God against you. I mean, he will do everything, make sure you will perish quickly. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth, and thy carcasses shall be meat unto the fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, wherefore thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at nobody, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat before. Therefore, thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep will be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Damn, that is sadness right there, guys. That is sadness. Like everything a man needs to be a man in the life is just taken away from you, man. You might as well just go throw yourself in the ocean. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail, with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. Thy fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, without thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether that the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt never drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast its fruit. Thou shalt beg his sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruits of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments, and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. But that, guys, this is really, really important, guys. Really, really important. You know, when people see Christians, they're like, oh, they're always so laughing, always happy, singing, you know, like, what's weird, whatever. That's how you're supposed to be in love with someone. Truly, truly in love with someone. You know? You should be full of joyfulness and gladness of heart, peace. If there's no peace in you, if there's no peace and joyfulness and happiness in you, then you don't have God. You don't have God. You're not close to God. You can say whatever you want. You can say you are a Christian. You are close to God. You can say all that you think you are. But if you don't have joyfulness and gladness in your heart, you're not with God. It says it right there. Because thou servest not the Lord the God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. You know? For the abundance of all things thereof shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. I mean, for example, guys, sorry, keep stopping. I understand you will have some hard times, hardships, some days, whatever, you know. But if you're not, and even with those hard days, dark days, you know, God will let you go through them with ease, with joyfulness and gladness in your heart. You will overcome those days, the sad days, the bad days, and all that, the evil, corruption in this world. You will overcome it because you are with God. But if you're not with God, those days are going to be the worst days of your life. And basically is, what are you worried about? What are you worried about? What is there that God can't do for you? What is there that God can't overcome? Why are you worried? We're not Muslims. We don't believe in a God that doesn't exist. All they know is Allah. What does it mean? They don't even know what it means. Oh, Allah's great. Like, they don't even know what it means. They don't even know what the God's name means. That's how far away from God they are, you know? They worship Muhammad. Everything's Muhammad. Everything is him. They don't worship God. They don't even know their God. But us, we're different, guys. We know our God. Our God is a true living God. He answers us when we pray every day. When we speak to him. Basically, when we pray is speaking to God. That's what praying is. Praying is basically you speak to God. Whenever you speak to God, talk to God, you're praying. I'm just saying. Anyways, guys. Sorry to keep stopping. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far away, from the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, and nations whose tongue thou shalt not understand. I mean, God is telling you, I'm going to destroy you. That's basically it. If you go against me, you will be destroyed. Like, it's like a father telling a son, you know, his firstborn son, like, these are the rules. Do not break my rules, you know. He's going to be firm and strong with him, but at the same time, he's going to tell him, I'll give you everything that you need. I will take care of you. You'll never have to worry ever in your life, you know. But if you do disobey me, this is what's going to happen. A nation of fierce countenance which shall not regret the person of the old, nor shew favors to the young, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the incense of thy kin, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until the high and the fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy lands, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. So that the man that is tender among you, and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward his wife, of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath not left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and the delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from beneath her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the siege of straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. Guys, this chapter is long. We are verse 58. This chapter is no joke, guys. Words of warning. I mean, warning, bro. If this does not tell you beware and follow his commandments, I don't know what else would. If thou wilt not observe to all the words of his laws that are written in the books, that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this the glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of the long continuous and sore sickness, and of long continuous. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the disease of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee, until thou be destroyed, and ye shall be left in number. I mean, the Lord says right there, like, I'm going to put all this on you. I'm going to do all this onto you and your people if you don't follow my commandments after everything. Not only all this will happen to you, even things that I have not even mentioned in this book and the laws will be upon you. Like, even more bad things that I have not mentioned in this law will be upon you too. I mean, my goodness, you know? Woe, woe, woe. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you, and to bring to you naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whether thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear the day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. In the morning that thou shalt say, would God it were even. Would God it were even. I don't know what that means, but we're just going to read it, okay? We're going to read it and we're going to go on. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even. What does that even mean, guys? Would God it were even. And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. I don't understand those, guys. That's too much thou and she. That's too much old school for me right there, guys. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spoke unto thee. Thou shalt not see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. No man shall buy you. So you're going to become slaves you basically, you're gonna become someone's slaves. They're gonna take you in a ship. They're gonna take you to a place where they're gonna sell, but no one's gonna buy you. No one's gonna buy you as slaves. Like, you're not even worthy to be slave, you know? Because back in the days, guys, slaves back in the days is contracts. Like, you know, like you work for me. Let's make a contract. You work for me this many years for this, you know? Excuse me. Yeah, like, you'll work this many years for this. You know, you want a plot of land. You want a horse. Do you want to marry the daughter? Marry my son? Whatever, stuff like that. You know, they make contracts, and you do your contract. You serve him for that many years. You get paid. That's it. But right here, God's telling them that no one's gonna buy you, even though your enemies are gonna take you and they're gonna go enslave you. They're gonna go tell people like, this person will help you do this for this many years, blah blah blah, for this. Not even that's gonna be possible. So you're not gonna be enslaved. No one's gonna buy you. And and I know that people of color, black people, most likely, I get these a lot. They say they point at this. They're like, see, the Israelites were all black, like from Africa, whatever, from whatever it be, because if they say you can be sent by ships, and they're gonna enslave you. But if that was true, it wouldn't say that no man shall buy you, because African slavery was hot. Everybody was buying them. You know what I mean? Everybody was buying slaves, black slaves then. They still do it now. They still do it right now. Right now, until this day, they still do it in the Middle East. In the Middle East, I forgot what country, they still sell slaves, black slaves. They still do it. And the African Americans and the Muslims. This is a Muslim country. A Muslim country in Middle East are still selling slaves right now. Right now, they're still selling slaves. You go to a certain house, they'll have slaves. You go to a market, they'll be selling them. You'll see them selling slaves. And a lot of black people join Islam. I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't know how you can join. And I know most of them people that join Islam, it's not because they want to. It's because they're afraid. They've been harassed. They've been threatened. Some of them, they kill their sons, their daughters, kidnapped, raped, until you join them. That's 90% of people, Muslims that join Islam, is because of that. It's because of threat, terror, pain and fear. That's all they bring Islam. But again, like I say, anyways, guys, this chapter was long. As you can tell, it was long. Look at that. One chapter. That is long. That is, and all that was, I'm talking about maybe, let's see how many verses. I think it was up to 15. Yeah. So from verse 1 up to 15. From verse 1 to up to 14. 14 verses was just telling them, I will bless you if you listen to me. And then from verse 15 all the way to verse 68. From verse 15 to 68 is all but destruction to you if you don't listen to me. I mean, guys, he's trying to say something. He is really trying to say something right here. This is no joke. Hearken onto his commandments. Hearken onto his words. If it's hard, there's a reason why it's hard. There's a reason why it was hard for us to follow 10 laws. Just 10 laws, commandments of the Lord. Because we are in a satanic world. We are in a satanic world. Imagine how easy life would be if God said, go ahead, sin. Fornicate, steal, lie, kill. Imagine how life would be easy, you know? But because of 10 laws, only 10 laws that we can't follow, it's hard to follow. That tells you that we're not in a world that's made for us, for our teachings. We're in a world that's made the opposite of our teachings, you know? So guys, hearken to Jesus Christ, hearken to his commandments, hearken to the Lord. The only way to the Father is through Christ, guys. Again, guys, appreciate you and thank you. Sorry if this chapter today took us long, 30 minutes. Usually take us 10 to like 12 minutes, whatever. But I appreciate you guys always. God bless each and every single one of you guys. Until next time, guys. Amen.